Hi there, Carl DiStefano here. Let's get the fingerboard and the view there a little bit better. Well, I've rediscovered another great tune from the American Songbook. I know that's a big surprise to you. And this song, when I say rediscovered or whatever I said, you know, I don't think I ever played this song, but I would hear it from time to time, and very infrequently, and it would be like in my car, driving on the jazz station on the radio or something, and when I'd hear it, I'd go, "Oh, there's that tune. Ooh, I like that tune. That's a great tune." But I had to wait for them to say the title of it, and then maybe I got out of the car before they did that, and I may have written it down once, maybe more than once, I don't know, and then lost the piece of paper it was on. So got busy, did something else, and it wasn't on any list of mine. So the song eluded me for years. Well, within the last week or so, I heard the song on my phone, maybe on YouTube or something. YouTube said you should listen to this song or whatever. And I went, hey, there's that tune. This time, I could look at it and say, I see the title. Okay. And I wrote it down this time, and then I went and listened to some performances, worked out some chord changes. Actually, I listened to several really nice jazz performances, and I wasn't playing what they were playing, and I thought, I like what they're doing a little better than what I'm doing. So I printed the music from the real book, the fake book, and looked at some of the chord changes, and I liked some of those better than what I was doing, although I liked some of mine better than what they were doing. So it was a good mix of what I think is the best of all worlds. And I'll talk about that method sometime, about the way I play songs and learn songs. But anyway, so It Could Happen to You was written in 1943 by Jimmy Van Heusen with lyrics by Johnny Burke. And it was introduced by Dorothy Lamour in the 1944 musical comedy film And the Angels Sing. And this was an exceptionally popular jazz standard, and I can see why when I look at the tune and listen to it. Wikipedia listed 60 different recording artists, and most of them were jazz artists, singers, or instrumentalists that have recorded this song over the years. And I listened to several, and the one that stood out more to me than the others was a Chet Baker recording, and it was a selection on his debut vocal album called Chet Baker Sings. It was released in 1954, and this is the first time I think that he recorded singing, because I think he might have sung on the bandstand, but I don't know if it was ever made a record. But he did there, and kind of established himself as a singer. He was primarily known as a jazz trumpet player, but he was good at both, very good. And that album, Chet Baker Sings, actually won a Grammy Hall of Fame award in 2001. Unfortunately, that was a long time after Chet passed away in 1988 at the young age of 58. He had a rough life. If you're interested in learning more about him, you can look that up on the internet. And what I was reminded of listening to Chet play and sing, he teamed up with Jerry Mulligan in the 50s, and they were a significant contributor to they were significant contributors to a sound. They might have even been the primary creators of this sound called West Coast jazz or cool jazz, which was really great, by the way. And they popularized an instrumentation which was unusual. It was 2 horns, bass, and drums, no guitar, no piano, so no chording instrument. And I either heard somewhere or read somewhere a long time ago that might have been an accident, like the piano player didn't show up for the gig, and so they played anyway. And they got this new sound that they liked, and then they went on to perform and record with that same instrumentation. And I don't know how many albums they made like that, and I'm not familiar with them. I haven't heard them. But the album that I am familiar with and I really like is actually, it was the last album that Jerry Mulligan did in that format. And on that album, Art Farmer joins him on trumpet, and Bill Crow on bass, and Dave Bailey on drums. And it's that same thing, baritone saxophone, trumpet, bass, and drums. No piano, no guitar. That album is one of the best jazz albums I've ever heard in my life. I mean, I've been playing jazz and listening to jazz for 60 years, and I would put that in my top 10. That's a high recommendation. So, at least I think it is. So, check that album out. The name of the album is What Is There to Say? And it was released in 1959. Jerry Mulligan, What Is There to Say? Getting back to It Could Happen to You, this is just a beautiful song. Chords, melody, lyrics, and I think, some of the greatest American songs are those that are sparse. They have not a lot of notes in them, sort of understated. The melody's understated, the song is an understatement. The lyrics are an understatement, kind of hints of things, And this song fits that description very well. I think it's really, really great. See what you think. Hide your heart from sight. Lock your dreams at night. It could happen to you. Don't count stars, or you might stumble. Someone drops a sigh, and down you tumble. Keep an eye on spring. Run when church bells ring, or it could happen to you. All I did was wonder how your kiss would be, and then it happened to me. Great tune. It Could Happen to You. Hope you enjoyed it. Oops. Looks like my mouse went to sleep to conserve its battery. There, woke it up. Until next time.